June 22, 1941, Operation Barbarossa. The German war machine was unstoppable. Heinz Guderian's panzers had already smashed through the Soviet border like a hot knife through butter. In just weeks, they had raced deep into Russia. The soldiers were confident, almost cocky. They believed the Red Army was primitive, outdated, and would collapse within 6 weeks. Then came July 4th, 1941, near the village of Seno. A German panzer company crested a low ridge. Oberleutnant Hans Joachim Jung raised his binoculars and froze. In the muddy field ahead stood a single Soviet tank. It looked nothing like the light tanks they had destroyed by the hundreds. This one was low, wide, and brutish. Its armor was heavily sloped at strange angles, and its gun was massive. "Unidentified enemy tank," Jung radioed. "Engage." 5 Panzer IIIs opened fire at once. 50mm shells slammed into the Soviet tank and bounced off like children's toys. Spark, clang, nothing. The German crew stared in stunned silence. Then the Soviet tank fired back. One shot, 1 Panzer III exploded violently, its turret spinning through the air. Before the Germans could react, more dark shapes emerged from the tree line. 20 T-34s, engines roaring like angry beasts. Their wide tracks tore through the mud, their 76mm guns barking with deadly accuracy. Shell after shell bounced harmlessly off the T-34's sloped armor. The Christie suspension gave them terrifying speed and mobility. What the Germans thought would be an easy victory turned into a slaughter in minutes. Jung's own tank was hit. He felt searing pain as his panzer brewed up in flames. Back at command, General Heinz Guderian lowered his binoculars, his face pale. One of his officers whispered in horror, "Mein Gott, they're immune to our guns." That single moment shattered everything the Germans believed about their superiority. The T-34 was a masterpiece, 80mm sloped armor that defeated their best anti-tank weapons, a powerful gun that could destroy a Panzer III from over a kilometer away, and reliability that let it fight in conditions where German tanks failed. Guderian immediately ordered captured T-34s to be rushed back to Germany for study. At the Kummersdorf proving grounds, German engineers were shocked. One designer muttered, "This is impossible. We have no answer." Hitler raged. The Wehrmacht scrambled to redesign their entire tank fleet. This panic gave birth to the famous Panther and Tiger tanks, but it was too late. While Germany struggled to copy the T-34's design, Soviet factories in the Ural Mountains were churning out thousands of them every month. By the time Panthers finally reached the front in 1943 at the Battle of Kursk, it was clear the T-34 had already won the race. The Germans could never match Soviet numbers and ruthless simplicity. From the gates of Moscow to the streets of Berlin, the T-34 led the Red Army to victory. Over 57,000 were built, more than any other tank in history. The tank that German commanders once laughed at as a primitive tractor became the machine that broke the blitzkrieg, forced Germany into a desperate technological race they could never win, and helped change the outcome of World War II. Even today, every modern tank in the world carries a piece of the T-34's DNA: sloped armor, balanced design, and brutal effectiveness. That rainy July morning in 1941 wasn't just the first time Germans saw the T-34. It was the moment the future arrived, and the Wehrmacht's greatest nightmare began.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want more Frontline Phantom Stories.